आज ही डाउटनेट ऐप डाउनलोड करें। डाउटनेट पर होगा अब आपके सभी मैथ्स, केमिस्ट्री, फिजिक्स और बायोलॉजी डाउट्स का सफाया। बस अपने क्वेश्चन की फोटो खींचो, उसे क्रॉप करो और तुरंत वीडियो सोल्यूशन पाओ। डाउनलोड नाउ।
A square is bisected into two equal triangles as per the figure. If the length of BD is 16√2 inches, what is the area of the square? Okay, so this is the figure given to us in the question. It contains the square ABCD and the length of BD has been given equal to 16√2 inches. Okay, now as we can see, BD is nothing but the diagonal of this square. Okay, the diagonal of the square joining the points B and D. So the length of the diagonal of the square has been given and we have been asked to find the area of the square. Okay, so first of all, let us assume that the length of each side of this square is equal to A. Okay, let us assume the length of each side of this square is equal to A. Now in that case, the diagonal of the square will be given by A times √2. Okay, the length of the diagonal of this square will be A into √2 and the area of the square will be A square. Okay, if the length of each side of the square is A, the length of the diagonal of the corresponding square will be A √2, whereas the area of that square will be A square. Now as the length of BD, that is the length of the diagonal of this square, has been given equal to 16√2, we can write that A√2 is equal to 16√2. Okay, so we have A√2 equal to 16√2. Okay, now in this equation, as we can see, √2 cancels out from both sides of the equation. So finally we are simply left with A equal to 16. Okay, so we have found the length of a side of the square. The length of each side of the square is equal to 16. Now as the question wants us to find the area of the square, we have to find the value of A square. Okay, so simply squaring both sides of this equation, we can write A square to be equal to 16 square, and 16 square when calculated comes out to be 256. Okay, so we can conclude that the magnitude of the area of the square is 256. Okay, and as the length of the diagonal was given in inches, the area that we have obtained will have the unit square inches. Okay, so we can finally conclude that the area of the square given in the question is 256 square inches. Okay, so this is the final answer. The area of the square given in the question is 256 square inches.
क्लास 6 से 12 से लेके नीट, IIT, JEE मेंस और एडवांस के लेवल तक 10 मिलियन से ज्यादा स्टूडेंट्स का भरोसा। आज ही डाउनलोड करें डाउटनेट ऐप या व्हाट्सएप कीजिए अपने डाउट्स 8400 400 400 पर।